My brother, royalty is sweet. See the way I'm seated like a king. Let me change. I'm telling you, something awesome, wonderful happened at the Emirates on April 8th, 2025. And that marked the end of the draft for Arsenal from scoring from a free kick position since the last time they scored against Burnley in September 2021. And that goal was scored by Martin Odegaard. And then came Declan Rice, a special type of Rice, scoring in the 58th minute to end the draft of scoring from a direct free kick for 338 games that he has played for club and country. This is the Arsenal Fans Beat brought to you by Arsenal fans globally. And I'm elated. You can see the way across my foot here in the studio. I'm so elated because one thing, I made a prediction in the pre-match preview that Arsenal is going to nick it by 3-0. Give me my flowers, Nene. Give me my flowers. Yeah, give me my flowers. I'm blushing. I'm blushing. Yes, so tell me, what happened? What happened? How did it happen that Arsenal took almighty Real Madrid, 15-time UEFA Champions League champions and current winners of the same trophy, to the cleaners? How did it happen?
Let's give Declan Rice a round of applause. Rice, baby, well done.
Special type of rice. Most expensive rice.
You know, I said it that if Arsenal, stood up, everybody's ready for the task. We can defeat anything in the world.
True.
And that was what happened yesterday. Everybody, we are in their A game. Everybody step up. Although Saka wasn't 100% fit, but it did what it's supposed to do.
Right.
It played very well. And like everybody stood up. The game was so immense. It was intense. The first half was very intense. Both teams were a little bit holding back and trying to observe
the size of each other.
Yeah, but when the second half came, we won it through. After the first free kick, going to the second and the third, Arsenal did superb. And I'm really, really happy with the win. Luis Kelly, that boy is a baller. Ellie, and what are you feeding this boy? And what are you feeding this boy?
I'm telling you.
It's becoming a generational thing.
Exactly.
Bukayo Saka.
But give it to Arsene Wenger for planting the seed.
Absolutely. These boys are insanely good. Look at him. I guess if you search their pocket now, defenders.
I like that, man.
Look at their pockets. Check and Skelly's pocket. You find Rodrigo.
But come to think of it, Thomas Partey. Yeah. That guy was, I just don't know. He was incredibly awesome. Both the midfield, left and right, so calm, so sublime.
Like it took control. I really, really am impressed with Saka because the midfield is made up of Bellingham and Modric and Camavinga. Yes, Camavinga played well. He's one of the Real Madrid players
that showed up, right?
Yeah. So I'm giving him his flowers. He played really well, but unfortunately he had a red card at the end of the game. But Partey really did try his best. A 40 years old man. 5 years old
the guy is 30. He's 30. You're adding things. Yes. Okay. That's a good one from me.
Really played well. Like we took control of over the game. We make Real Madrid look like Burnley. I won't say Tottenham.
They look ordinary.
Tottenham give us competition, but Real Madrid play as if we are playing Ipswich Town.
Okay, come to think of it, there's something that transpired. You see that a lot of guys are beginning, especially naysayers, people from the other camp, talking about the United fans, the Chelsea fans. This Real Madrid team is not a team. They're not good enough. Because they aren't seeing what we did in that match to give us our flowers. So what's your take on this?
They're just haters and let nobody say that rubbish to me because it's totally rubbish. You look at the present Real Madrid squad. You look at the Arsenal squad that is fighting injuries. Yes, they might say Real Madrid are having a little bit of injuries, but bro, you can't compare any of their players to ours. If you put if they themselves put Martinelli and Rodrigo, they themselves are going to choose Rodrigo over Martinelli. Saka is good. He has been immense for Arsenal. He carried Arsenal, but comparing Saka to Vinicius, bro, even me, I would choose Vinicius. I love Saka, he's a star boy. I really want him, but our option and the way they are performing, I might be a little bit biased
right?
because he's one of ours.
Our own,
But
yeah.
Vinicius is a very good
Good
player. I
player.
won't take that for me, but I'm still going to choose Saka though. But Vinicius is a very good player. He's a Brazilian. He has been immense for Real Madrid. A potential Ballon d'Or winner last season. A player that the whole world thought he was going to win the Ballon d'Or. And now these fans are telling me that Real Madrid are not in a good run or whatsoever. What about us? We are 15 points, 11 points behind Liverpool.
In the Premier League, right?
In the Premier League.
I'll play without a striker.
Our team, they themselves have been calling Butlers FC. We take up the game, beat 15 times, winner of the Champions League, and now they are using excuses. Our team, the midfielder that has a Ballon d'Or, the reigning champions of the Champions League, these same players won the Champions League last season. And they are looking at the Arsenal squad that bottled the league last season. They are saying that Real Madrid are not in a good run. What about us? What happens to all the injuries we have been going through?
So the question that comes to mind, the question that comes to mind, because some of these naysayers, they want to compare the current Real Madrid team to the Galacticos of 2006. But my question here is, Real Madrid is always Real Madrid. So if Arsenal team came to the Emirates and they played their A game and they played better, why do you want to take away the flowers from a team that did extremely well? And some people are saying, oh, they're just set piece goals. Set piece goals, but those goals were world class. When you're going to be comparing goals, the best free kicks in the world, you talk about that of Roberto Carlos and the likes of them, David Beckham, the Bruno Fernandes of this world. But those two free kicks were insane. Especially the first one in the 58th minute.
You bend it like Declan Rice.
I'm telling you, he bent it like Declan Rice. Like we say in the past, bent it like David Beckham. But those goals were sublime. They were incredulously out of this world.
Honestly.
So my question now is, looking at the Galacticos of 2006, they had the likes of Sergio Ramos, Iker Casillas, Roberto Carlos, David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo, Robinho. They had those players. These were world-class players that they had. But yet, I keep saying it, that one man took them to the cleaners, Thierry Henry. If he converted the opportunities he had in that game, would have beaten them mercilessly before coming to the Emirates. Yes, they came to the Emirates, they brought their A game, and the game was tough, but at the end of the day, it ended up in a goalless draw, and Arsenal went ahead to qualify for the finals. Now, looking at the second leg of this competition that is going to take place in a week's time, I always say it is never over until it's over.
Yeah.
So we're playing against Real Madrid, undermining the fact that Arsenal defeated them by 3-0. The game is still not over. So what will be your take going into this match? What do you expect Mikel Arteta and the boys to do in order to ensure that they go to Bernabeu and make a good result so that they can cross over into the semi-final?
I think that they just need to stand up, get their A game. Everybody took it upon themselves. Martin Odegaard leading like a true captain, leading as somebody that left Real Madrid because he said that he wasn't good enough.
I needed to prove a point.
Him to step up. Every player let them took it as their responsibility. Let them be hungry. Let them be the first Arsenal team to win the Champions League. Let this squad be written down in the history of the game. I want an iconic photo of them.
A team that won the Champions League without a striker.
Yeah,
that would be insane.
Been calling a Butlers
team.
A team that is 11 points in the Premier League behind the leading team, came up and win the Champions League. That is the team that I want to go and face Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. Real Madrid are going to give their A game. But like I said it before, and I will always say it, this Arsenal squad, in a very good day, can defeat anything whatsoever, whosoever the team is.
There was this collective responsibility in the way they play. Do you think going to Bernabeu, that should be the same ideology going into that match because you could see everybody fighting for one another. When Saka loses the ball, he's running backwards. Everybody is just playing. They played a knitted football, which we've not seen. So the question is, why did they keep this mentality away, not utilizing it in the Premier League?
Well, every game have their own momentum. We see games in the Premier League before wherein everybody stood up. Like you look at the game against Man City, people might say, "Oh, Man City." One thing I hate is that whenever Arsenal beats big team, they'll start saying that the team are not in better form. But when little team beats Arsenal, they'll say Arsenal is not a good team.
Yeah.
Arsenal are Portland FC. We are used to seeing things like this. Can you just give us our flowers?
And to think of it, these United people, when we played against them, for the fact that we played for 43 minutes of that game and we're playing right inside their box, the moment they scored and they had in the second half that they had chances that they missed, there were so much. They started blaring and making noise.
Well, so sometimes when we come to them, they will say that this poor United team defeated and this so-called good Arsenal.
Well, it's good. It's always good for the banters,
So-called good Arsenal team defeated the European champions Real Madrid, and now you guys are saying that Real Madrid are not formidable. Formidable, my foot. We deserve the win. Played very well to them and Real Madrid only have 3 shots on target. One from Vini, one from Mbappe, and the one I don't know from whom. With all that striker that they have, with all the attack squad that they have, you look at Mbappe, one of the best strikers in the world. A player that won the World Cup. He has been in the biggest stage of football.
It was insane in that final.
He has been insane so far. And you are telling me that Mikel Merino, who is a potential midfielder, was able to score a goal, and Mbappe wasn't able to score a goal in that same game.
I'm playing against Courtois. Courtois, we didn't mention that guy. Yeah. Amongst all the players, you spoke about Camavinga, but Courtois stood out because there were clear scoring opportunities that he saved. At least there were 5 opportunities that he saved. 3 rebounds that he saved, and 2 other rebounds that he saved in the first half. So give him his flowers. He did well.
Yeah, he played really well. He was immense. He was the best goalkeeper. Where was good, but he didn't face as much shots as
true.
But good, he kept a clean sheet against Real Madrid, which is very good. But also, I really did well.
Okay.
And people are saying that he didn't position well for those free kicks.
No.
If you are a goalkeeper, can you save those balls?
Because there's no way you expect a goalkeeper to stand in the front of the wall he had built, and he was not far away from the wall. Bending that ball was beyond.
The ball was bent beyond
the wall. So
how can you bend it like that?
Like Declan Rice. A special type of rice. Now, what's your last word of advice to Arteta and the boys going to Bernabeu next week?
I'm going to Bernabeu. I just want the boys to, yes, this win was great. They celebrated it. It's good, but I want us to forget about the win. Let's go to Bernabeu, play like we've got nothing. We play like
looking for a goal.
For a goal. I want them to go with their A game. I want them to be confident. I want them to play in the Bernabeu like that is their home. Like I want them to play like that stage is meant for them. I want them to give their best. I want Arteta, you can do it. Tactically, I always say Real Madrid and Arsenal are playing like a similar style. Whenever Real Madrid is facing opponents at their home, you see they try to catch them in the counter right? So far this season because of they want to make use of the speed
the pace of Mbappe and Vinicius.
But having a defense like Timber, Saliba, Lewis Kelly, and they all
and Kivio that stood up.
Kivio stood up as well. I was so happy and then showed up.
Yes, Kivio, listen to you. Yes.
And I want players like Martinelli played well, but I want him to take his chances, to position himself very well,
and know when to run at a defender.
And of course, Saka, you can't say anything about Saka. Even in bad days, Saka is always Saka. He can produce whenever and however. Even when he said that Saka is not having a good game, you can see his impact.
But somehow it showed up. The 2 free kicks he caused.
The free kicks were caused by him. It dealt with both Bellingham and Alaba at the same time. Alaba and Bellingham at the same time. He dealt with them. I mean, he's a star boy. Honestly, the team really played, but I really want Arsenal to go to Bernabeu with the mentality of winning the Champions League, and I want Arteta to be that coach that everybody have been saying is a baby coach, is not good enough to be the first manager to win the
Champions
League
League for Arsenal. You've heard it, Arsenal. You have to go to Bernabeu next week and make Arsenal proud. And then I've said it. Go into that match looking at it as if you did not even score in the first leg. That you're looking at for an opportunity to edge forward. So that should be the mentality. And we have continued to give you our support the way it has always been here on Arsenal Fans Beat. And globally, we keep on supporting the Gunners family. Now, the next one, Arsenal has won Real Madrid, but their attention will be focused into the English Premier League, where they also have an opportunity of going further to see if they're going to reduce the deficit of 11 points that they are adrift on the table behind Liverpool. They'll be playing against Brentford City, a club that Arsenal have played 9 times and making 7 victories over Brentford City. And Brentford has won Arsenal once, with both sides sharing a draw. But this match is going to be a tough one because every time Arsenal comes against Brentford City, it's always tough. And considering the fact that Arsenal were playing without a renowned striker, for Brentford City, they've got some remarkable players in Mbemo and the likes of them. So, what do you expect Arteta to do in this game going forward?
The win was good yesterday, but going into Brentford game, I want us to forget about leave that moment for the Champions League and focus on the
Premier League.
Brentford are good attacking team. Attack-wise, they are good. They have been brilliant this season, but not as brilliant as we are. So I want the boys to know that if they can defeat Real Madrid, they can defeat anything. They have defeated Man City, all the big top clubs. Who is Brentford? Yes, they have a striker, a formidable striker. Unlike us, we are struggling, but we've got one of the best defense in the world. So with that our defense, I'm so confident. I just want everybody to be calm, confident, and go for the win. Brentford are good, I won't lie. They have been playing very well. They have been
fighting right.
But Arsenal got what it takes to defeat them, and I'm hoping for a win. Honestly, I want us to reduce the points. Like let's say, if Liverpool lose points, we have a chance. But if we lose points, Liverpool lose points, then it doesn't make
any
and
difference.
That's what have been happening. When Liverpool lose,
when they lost the match, we drew against Everton.
Really bad. So I want the boys to not give up totally on the Premier League as well. There's still chance.
Talking about having chance, so Nene, if you want to get into this match against Brentford, and you know that you have a tight schedule coming up against Real Madrid in the Champions League the following week, what would your team selection be like?
Of course, the Dubaya at the back, and I'll start Ben White instead of Timber because of the way Timber played yesterday, and every Arsenal fan was like this.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I will start Ben White and Saliba and Kiwior again.
So they'll be able to get that game consistency.
Get the rhythm of each other. Let them try to speak in the same language. And Skelly. I think Skelly got the energy. You might say to rest him, but I don't think he needs rest right now. He has been brilliant. He has the ginger, and I want the ginger to get fire to keep playing. So I want him to keep fighting and improving and learn. I think he's learning. A lot of fans have been saying that Timber has been too physical, even though he was played against one of the best wingers. So I want him to keep learning and improving his technical abilities. And the midfield, I think Partey played very well, so you want to rest him. Yes, I'll start Jorginho. Jorginho is also very brilliant. I'll start Jorginho, Declan. I'll start Zinchenko instead of Declan Rice.
Okay.
Because I'm also skeptical about Declan Rice. At some point in the game, he had a knock, although he is okay, but I still think that such brilliant performance yesterday, it deserves a bit of a break. Maybe in the second half or in the last minute he can come in. But I think Odegaard needs to play because he's still games. You need to sharpen up,
especially since coming back from injury.
So I want Odegaard to start and I want Saka to rest. I'm
Yes.
So I want Waneri
Want
to
to
also
start.
have the ginger. I want Waneri to pick up to get the fire. Maybe he might start against Real Madrid. And if you want to start him against Real Madrid,
You need to
this
test
is
him.
now he needs the test, he needs the ginger. We need to see what he got against
Playing against
in
Brentford.
defenders as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Merino again. He played very well. I want him to get familiar with his position more and more.
Yeah.
So I'll go with Merino, and I'm going with Trossard instead of
Martinelli.
Martinelli.
I think from your scoreline prediction.
My scoreline is going to be a 2-0 win from the Arsenal.
Okay, 2-0
So
Arsenal. The goal scorers.
Merino and Waneri.
Merino is going to be raking up goals.
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the highest goal scorers in the Arsenal side. Anyways, from what you've said so far, I think once again I agree with you on this. I agree with you on this on the team selection because Arteta need to be tactically wise going into that match because you don't unleash everything. The league is over for you. So the only thing is that you need to maintain that momentum of not losing your second spot and not widening the gap of the points. So you have a major task ahead to qualify for the semi-finals. And that will be the first time we'll be qualifying for the semi-finals after 2006. And for 30 years of this competition, Arsenal haven't won the competition, and it will be an opportunity. So I don't think we want to trade with playing his key players in this game. And the Premier League, how they kick people, they can just sustain one awful injury. So I agree with you. And 2 goals, yes, 2 goals it is. I agree with you on this. Thank you for giving me my flowers. At least. Yes. Thank you for giving my flowers. And 2-0, I'm seeing Trossard scoring. Trossard is going to.
I miss you saying Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard. Yeah, Trossard. Okay. And Saliba will score.
Saliba.
Yeah, Saliba will score.
Wow. Okay.
He's been missing out scoring. He will score, and that is going to rekindle his confidence. And he needs to score to get his confidence back, because even against Madrid, he was good, but not 100% good. Yeah, if I'm going to rate him, I'm going to rate him like 7/10. But all the same,
I'll go 7.5 or 8.
All the same, we are close now. So all the same. And that's how it's been on this edition of Arsenal Fans Beat. It's been awesome. I sat like a royal, and I'm now royal.
Yes, and please don't mind the energy at the end. It comes from a lot of celebration. We celebrate enough right now.
The energy is something else. So we want to also use the opportunity to remind fans in Sierra Leone that the Arsenal Sierra Leone supporters chapter will be having their fundraising dinner on April 25th, and it's going to be taking place at the Code on Lumley Beach Road. And don't forget, you want to buy your ticket, you can just stroll to City Supermarket, Freetown Supermarket, Jeff Babin Salon, and the Code, as well as Grand Millennium Cafe. You can get your ticket. And you cannot be on the Arsenal platform and you're bantering and talking about things about other club side and what your club is not doing well and what your coach is not doing well without supporting this cause. This cause is not an Arsenal cause. It's a collective cause that affects everyone. If you recall, August 14, 2017 was an event that affected friends, neighbors, relatives, and everyone. It went beyond race, where we saw souls being washed down in the racial flood because of the mudslide as a result of deforestation that affected that area. And that is why Arsenal Sierra Leone supporters chapter are taking it upon their shoulders through their chairman, Philip Manosise, to carry out a fundraising dinner in order to plant more trees across the regions in the country. So whether you're a Manchester United supporter, a City supporter, Spurs supporter, Chelsea supporter, Liverpool supporter, Bournemouth supporter, wherever, whether you're a hockey player, a rugby player, a volleyball player, you work in the corporate industry, this is a time for you to come up and show up, because it is a clarion call for all of us. And we're using this opportunity to say thank you also to everyone that has taken time to subscribe to this channel. It is because of you that we are where we are. we're heading to a community where we're going to be together in a larger place. Until then, it is common, you gonna